All right, everybody. Today we are going to take a look at biography versus autobiography. Two things that we're going to go into in a little bit of depth over the next week. Okay, the first thing we want to take a look at is the author's purpose. The purpose of a biography is and an autobiography is to inform the reader. They can also entertain us while showing the impact that the subject or subjects have on the world. And again, this is really informing us about the person's life, or their impact on the world, and how they've interacted with others. When we go into what a biography is, it's an account of someone's life written by someone else. This will be written in third person point of view. They're going to use the pronouns he and she because, again, it's not from their own perspective. The authors conducted in depth research about the subject and sometimes even interview the subject. A lot of times they might use primary sources such as diaries, letters, um, journals, those types of things, maybe even recordings of some type, so that they can get more information about the particular subject. One of the things that you want to always try and remember is that graphy, the suffix, is again looking at drawing or writing. And if we look at bio is going to be concerned with life. So again, they're writing about someone's life. Some of these examples might be Steve Jobs, again, Lincoln. Notice how each of them is going to have an author. So it's not Abraham Lincoln writing about himself, or Amelia Earhart writing about herself, or Steve Jobs writing about himself. It's going to be someone else writing about them. Now we look at an autobiography, and before we even do that, we already talked about uh, graphy, and again, the idea that is really meaning writing about or drawing about. And then we have bio, which means life. So they're writing about life. And then we get to the prefix auto. That means self. If you're interested in cars, if something is an automatic transmission, it's going to shift gears by itself. If something does something automatically, again, it's doing it itself. It doesn't need to be done by someone else. So again, if you think about self, you're writing about yourself. And if you wrote an autobiography, it would be about you. You're going to be in the first person point of view: I, my, we. Most often, this only includes the author subject's perspective on his or her life and events. So there are some problems with that. Think about the fact that if it's only from my perspective, I'm probably not going to make myself look bad in my autobiography. I only see it from my perspective. I might not be aware of how other people felt about certain situations or ideas that I had. So that's something that as a reader we have to be really smart about and realize that might be some loopholes and some things that aren't covered. One of the classic examples is the Richard Nixon memoirs, one of our former presidents, where he just wrote about some of the big scandals that he had in about a sentence or so, and it said mistakes were made, and that was it. That's the only thing that he was willing to really get into. So we're going to realize that autobiographies are great for seeing how that person felt about that particular event, but we also will need to kind of cross-check it if you're doing research or trying to really learn the full story with probably a biography or two. Again, some of these examples might be David Beckham, my side, Justin Bieber. So, like I said, these people are writing about themselves. Oftentimes, they're going to make it look really good because people aren't going to make themselves look worse if they're the ones writing the autobiography. And lastly, we have a brief comparison here. Again, biography, the writer is not the subject. Again, they can look at letters to and from the subject. And this is going to be an interesting thing going forward because more and more people are not writing standard letters. It's going to be all digital. And the question of whether we'll have these types of sources to use in the future is a valid one. Interviews the subject, possibly, or others that knew the subject, books about the subject, and there are diaries or journals. We have biographical books that this can be in, encyclopedia entries, and many other things. If we look at the Autobiography, again, the writer is the subject. The memories are pretty much where this is going to come from: thoughts and feelings, family, friends, and associates, memorabilia, etc. There are autobiographical books, diaries, and journals, and you'll see that many people oftentimes write these about their own lives. And again, like I said, we just have to be aware that there are some biases, right? People will make themselves look better than they might normally be looked at from other people's perspectives.